Welcome to the 12th day of Christmas. So today is the last day, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through 12 example solves in which I'll try to implement as many of the different tricks I've used. So I'll put the scrambles into the description so that you can follow along. So here's the first scramble. I haven't seen any of these scrambles in advance, by the way. So I see you've got the 4 badges there and this pair. So what I can do is if I do RL prime F2 D2, that will get all the bad edges there. And it will bring the blue edge there, the green edge there. It will ignore this. Well, actually, it will bring that there. And the pair will be back here. So what I can do is if I do that, then I've got the orange there. So if I do an F prime, they're solved relative to each other. So D2, L prime, F2 solves cross with the pair here. D then insert. Here got this pair at the back. You could do L then solve this pair and do an L prime to skip both, and then this is just short as pi. Next scramble. So for this one, okay, this is another good XEOCross. I'd go here so it gets solved in the back. But you've got the bad edge there, and 2 bad edges there. So if I do a D, or from here, if I do a D then an L prime, that will solve this line here while putting all the bad edges on the back. So if I do a B, that hides the pair down there, then I can move these here, do F2, B2 and insert that. So now I've got this through mover. I'd do this next, and then pair these up, and pair them up, and now I've got anti-soon EPLL. Don't expect them all to have good XEOCrosses. For example, this solve, I can't see any easy ones. So okay, so if I'm going to do yellow, I've got bad, so I can do an RB prime to put this bad edge here, and then have orange there, or yellow, orange and yellow, blue. So I can do RB prime, L prime U2, because that brings these there. Then I can do an F prime and just go around solving these edges and then solve that. This is bad F2L. Best course of action here, I'd probably just go straight into this in an actual solve, but thinking about it better, I could take this corner out. Actually, no, what I could do, I'll just do what I do in a solve, which is triple sexy, and then I can go into this pair, the orange green, then this pair, which is the red green, and then the blue green, and then it's just this ZBLL. That's actually quite an easy one. So it's a V perm from this angle, because it's diagonal, you've got this Z pattern, and you start off by doing a J perm, and if you know this winter variation, I wouldn't use it in most cases unless I know it's coming up, and it's definitely not worth it like the other ones are. But anyway, it's into that, and then it skips. Okay. Fourth one. Okay, this is quite nice. So I've got bad, 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 bad. So if I do UL, that will put these solved relative to each other and put the red one where the orange is just flipped. And if I do a D prime, then an F prime, that will solve 3/4, like that. And then I've got this pair here, or this edge here. It's just that. Then going with this pair, solve that. I'd probably do this one next. Then I can pair these both up by coincidence. I don't know. I wonder if it would be better. It's probably better inserting that first than using the winter variation from the back. Okay, that gave me an E-perm. That wasn't worth it, but you know. Fifth one. Is there any way I can easily preserve any of these pairs? Yes, I think. So I'm going to start off with, if I do a D2, actually I could do a DR, DU prime, so I've preserved that pair, and I can do that. And now I've accidentally got this, so I can use that for some pseudo slotting. But anyway, now to preserve this and still insert this, I can do that, then insert this into the back. So now what I do here is I can insert this into there, then just do it. If I did a D2 instead, yeah, now I've got all that solved. So then I can pair these up with some pseudo stuff and then insert this edge into here. And now I've solved F12 from a D2 away. I probably wouldn't see that in the solve, but then ZBR, but it's definitely the best way of treating that case. So if you ever have just a corner solved, like I did there with two of them, try to see if you can solve any other edge, because it's oftentimes going to be quite quick, especially if you're good with the pseudo recognition. This is kind of a good roux block, like first block, but I'm not good at roux, so yeah. I'll just do ZZ, because this is the 12 days of Christmas after all. If you could do roux in this case, I would say do roux. Actually, there's something nice here. So if I do, I've got 3 bad edges there, then 3 bad edges there. So if I do LB prime, that sets a bad edge there. Then I can do a UD prime L2. No, I can't. What happened? No, I can do that anyway, and that will give me these, where if I do an F prime, let's say, they're opposite, and these are also opposite to each other. So that means I can do that, solve this edge while taking this pair out, and do a D2 and insert it. So now here I'll take that out, do a double sexy here, then same from the back, and then it's just this ZBLL. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, this is the 7th. Okay, so if I do yellow, I've got 3 bad, 4, 5, 6. So if I do a UB prime, that will set this and this on opposite sides, and I can then do U, then roux stuff. I still have the pair, but in a solver I wouldn't preserve that. But I can do RD R prime, and now it's probably better if I did a block on the right hand side instead. So to do that, I'd probably do this pair and then cancel into that, and then I can keyhole that in back here with a D prime, then insert D. Now I can do, seeing how my pair is RU R prime, cancel into that solution, and now it's just an anti-Nicholas, is that what they're called? Yeah. Okay, I see that pair, quite like to preserve that, which I think I can do, and there's also the edge there. So if I do a U D prime, L prime R2, that gets all the bad edges there, and also sets this up relatively nicely with F L F2, and then I can do a U2 R2 D, and then instead of inserting that with just an L, if I do L2 U2 L prime, that means that when I do a D2, this will solve the pair back there. Now I can insert that, then insert this, and then insert that, and then yeah, CLL, and you skip. These are really lucky in terms of XEOCrosses. Like, I normally wouldn't get this many in this amount of solves. Yeah, so obviously I'm going to do yellow front, well, not yellow, red front in this case, because, well, red, orange, because there are only 4 bad edges. And if I were to do this, I'd do, because I've got 3 there, and the one there I can do U F prime, so that's opposite, and then these two are, it's opposite to where it belongs, and these two are opposite relative to each other. So if I do L2 D prime, that means I can do just a simple R prime U. Then if I did an L2, that'd be good, but I've just seen if I can do L U L prime, no, L prime U L prime, then D2, then I can see that when I insert this, it's going to be able to cancel into a pairing up for this, like that, which also paired that up, and then this is just double sexed from the back. With corners, like for example with this, I know that from looking at the corners on the U, that they're all yellow, therefore the corner's going to be back here. So if I just glance at the side, I should always know where the white is, which in this case it's here, because if it were blue, then it would be solved. If it were white, then that's where the white is. But because it's not blue or white, therefore the white's here. So therefore it's that insert. You get used to that kind of thing with solving, but it's useful to be able to figure out where the corner is. 3 more, I think, if I'm counting correctly. Okay, got that pair and that pair. Also got 4 there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, instead of doing a B prime to solve that green edge and also make all the edges good, I'm going to do a B, because this leaves this on the top. But when I do to orientate these two and also preserve the pair, it's just F, L, F prime. But what this means is now I can do a U, L2 to solve 3/4 of the cross. Now you can do a U prime D, then L, then D2. So that makes the cross while preserving this pair. Also makes the pair here. So then insert that. I'll insert that, but while I'm here, I can cancel into making the pair there. So, like that. So it's this F12 case, but cancelled into. So even though for this case it's quicker to do the RU solution, even though it doesn't belong there, but you know what I mean. Because I can cancel into it, it's better. And then I insert this into the back with a U2. And then this pair, RU to R prime, insert. Now I've got just straight do soon, then together. So, I've got that pair there, but I'm not sure how to present. Actually, I could do. Yeah, this doesn't have any good extensions. What I could do actually is if I go for the yellow, if I do R prime, B prime, that I've got 3 bad edges there and one there, and then R prime, B prime would put that there and orientate all the edges. And now, if I do R, U prime, D, and then F, that solves 3 of the edges relative to each other. I'll put them on the correct sides. And then I've just got this to insert. Now, yeah, I can insert this edge into there with keyhole. I can insert this edge into there with keyhole too. So I could have cancelled into that. Then this is just a through mover, and just this case. Right. No, I don't know that. CLL, PLL. Okay, this is 4 edges on this front, 4 bad edges, and also a pair there, so I'm going to go, actually yeah, this is quite nice. So if I do a U prime, no, actually I'm going to start off with an R, then a U prime, then that, then L, then if I do an F, and if I do an F prime, then I can do D to bring that there, L prime to set that up, then R prime to solve that, D to R to D prime to solve that, and I've got this block here, which I preserved. Then I'll solve this pair, and this pair into this ZBLL. So this is the last one. I haven't done any pseudo slotting yet. I know EJLS has come up, so I'll see if I can force one of them, or both of them. Yeah, that's not nice. Okay, so here, if I do, I've got 4 bad edges on the back, so if I do a B prime, that will set this so that it's on its opposite face, this edge, and will set this so that it's opposite to the green one. So if I do a B, then I can do D prime U L, then an F, so that this is also opposite on its opposite. Okay, this is turning out to solve more than I thought. Then if I do an R, then a D, now these two are opposite and these are opposite, so they're solved relative to each other. I could do an L2, and then I'd want to preserve this but also insert this, so I can do that, which takes the pair out, and this, then I can do a U, L, U, L prime, so this is still a through mover, then D2 to actually solve the cross, then I can insert this straight away. Now here, okay, I'll do some pseudo here. So this edge, no, this corner has to go there. So if I insert that into there, then do RD to R prime, then I've set up a nice pseudo. So I can do a D2 and insert this. Actually, you know what? I'll insert, nope, that's not a nice case. Oh no, I inserted it wrong, so I've got an EJLS. What should we do? well, because you have an EJLS, you can do the EJLS. Yeah, force both of them. And then just a simple PLL to finish. So that's a lot of example solves. 20 minutes it's saying on my camera. That's a long video, but hopefully it was useful. Yeah, that was the 12 days of Christmas. Hopefully in the series you found something that helped you, or you learned algs or anything. And if you found it helpful, share it to people, not because I need the views, but because ZZ needs more good people using it. And I wouldn't say I'm particularly amazing by any means, although because I now have 12 solves or sub 1, I've got a sub 9 average of 100. Yeah, so I'll show you. Look at those stats. Yeah, so anyway, go and share this with people and get them using ZZ, and hopefully in the new year we'll have more fast ZZ solvers. Merry Christmas to you all, and actually Merry Christmas for tomorrow. Have a good year. Well, rest of the year, because 2020 sucked.